Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So, yesterday I had a really good discussion with two cool guys, THO and Larry King. We talked about all kinds of stuff and a lot of different topics. So, I've uploaded the full discussion. You can find it on the channel, and I'll put a link to it in the description box. But that video is 2 hours long. We talked about all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to be uploading special segments from it where we talked about specific topics and kind of some of the best parts, some of the highlights. So you can get some of the good stuff without, if you don't have time to watch the whole 2 hours or listen to the whole 2 hours. So this segment, we talked about Captain Marvel, Shazam, and Captain Thunder, who are all the same person. And we also talked about the upcoming Shazam movie and a little bit about the Captain Marvel movie. Alright, that's all that we talk about in this segment. I'll have some more segments up for you later, and I've got a lot more comic book reviews coming too. And as always, thanks for watching and being a part of DC Fans United, and here we go.
Oh, but that kind of thing. It's like we're bringing these characters in there where they don't belong. Where they got so many other characters that have not been used in a long time.
Captain Marvel being the biggest one.
Which, like that right there, if they don't want to call him Captain Marvel because of the whole name and they don't, want to be able to... His first name was Captain Thunder. That was the first name when they put the ash can out back in 1940. It was Captain Thunder. And it was called Flash Comics. Captain Thunder Flash Comics. And then they changed it to Captain Marvel. And then, there's a cover where he's like standing in front of a wall getting shot at. There's a guy with a knife coming at him and everything. And then they turn into Captain Marvel. So, idea of a guy named Captain Thunder makes so much sense. And they kind of joked around with that. They did that in a 70s Superman book, where Captain Thunder shows up, and they did it in Flashpoint, where when the 7 kids get together, they form Captain Thunder.
That's right. That's why that sounds familiar.
But the idea of a guy named, hi, my name's Captain Thunder. And it makes sense. He says Shazam, and then, you hear thunder. It's like he goes behind a building, and then you hear the thunder, and then boom, here comes, Captain Thunder flying out. It makes a lot more sense than, hi, my name's Captain Marvel. Or, sorry, hi, my name's Shazam. That makes no sense, because he can't say his name. He can't introduce himself. We just have business cards made up.
Wizard, too.
Exactly. You can't even talk to the wizard. Yeah.
Right? That's the thing. The wizard was named Shazam.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's one of those, hey, that's another thing. DC got their ass handed to them back then. They didn't play fair. They sued Fawcett, which didn't have as much money, know. And
I've heard that's why Captain Marvel doesn't get used very much, is because he was outselling Superman, and DC just took him, bought him, and then just never let Captain Marvel rise to that prominence again.
It's kind of messed up considering how much they use Black Adam. Like, seriously, Black Adam gets more spotlight than the hero.
True. I do like Black Adam, though.
Well, see, this is what happened. You had Captain Marvel, you had Fawcett outselling, because the revisionist history within comics is so bad. Because I've watched one of those documentaries. It was one of those comic book documentaries. I think it was on PBS or one of the channels. And the first child superhero, which is Peter Parker, I'm like,
What?
No, like
in the 60s?
Yeah, no, it was Billy Batson
or something like that, whatever. But
exactly, Billy Batson was first. Exactly, Billy Batson says the magic word Shazam, becomes Captain Marvel. And then his sister, says Shazam, but her Shazam is not Solomon Hercules. It's Selena, Hera.
Mary Marvel.
Athena.
Right?
Yeah, and then Freddie Freeman, Captain Marvel Jr. Crippled kid becomes he basically Elvis.
The Marvel family, basically.
Designed himself after Captain Marvel Jr. And it was out because they taken this concept. Okay, these are not kid heroes. These are kids who become heroes and do their thing, but they're adults or somewhat adult looking and not being talked down to. Outselling Superman. We can't have that. They sue him into oblivion. And then, legal reasons and everything like that. So Marvel gets Captain Marvel, the name, the IP, where the character goes to DC. So that's the whole reason. And then, we can't put on the book Captain Marvel. They got to call it, Power Shazam or Shazam. Captain Marvel, whatever.
See, that wasn't as bad calling it the Power of Shazam. Those Jerry Ordway books, right?
Yeah, that was really good. Those are really fun. That was good to see him back. And that was good to see him back on with that Louis Simonson story within Action Comics 1000.
Yeah, they really brought out the the talent on that book. How did they get the Kurt Swan art though? Is that
I think that might have been either unpublished or maybe like inked by somebody else. I think
it does say it's inked by someone else.
Yeah, Murphy Anderson. I know he did the last page. I think that story might have been floating around for a while, probably like it was a backup for some other comic. Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen it before, but there's a lot of books. I'm not gonna complain. It wasn't a bad story. It's a little weird, but But other than that, it was fine.
I liked it. Yeah. But I just was surprised. It said art by Kurt Swan. I'm like, what? How?
Ouija board magic.
Apparently.
They put a piece of paper down on the Ouija board and put the thing on top with a graphite, and the graphite Kurt
come back. Drawn.
But but honestly, when it came down to seeing to seeing Captain Marvel, I know they're doing that, the filming and the set photos are not looking promising, but it looks pretty rough. It looks pretty rough so far, but who knows? It just I do like to I know Mark Strong is playing Savanya, which I'm like, damn it, because he was the best thing. Because I was kind of hoping if they're gonna salvage anything from that Green Lantern movie, they'd make him Sinestro. Make Sinestro is the Green Lantern of Earth. He's like, I'm taking over for Hal Jordan or something. Yeah. Like then the betrayal. But yeah, it's just really bad. It's just really rough. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to be, because they always do so much CGI and stuff. It's hard to know just from seeing the, some of the photos.
Yeah, true. You can, some of them you can kind of like a little rough around the edges, but who knows?
Like Marvel, Captain Marvel movie?
Oh, where it here's the thing. The actress, was not Allison? Was Allison something?
I don't even know.
It's something.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Okay, I was about to say Allison Brie, but no, that's the wrong name. But
no, that's correct.
No, that is incorrect. So, but there's, she's not ugly, but not that attractive either. Not like one of these, like I could, oh my gosh, you got my full attention. And that costume, it's like somebody said, hey, remember those X-Men costumes from the 2000s everybody joked about because of the biker suits? Yeah, let's go back to that.
But worse.
Yeah.
At least those were black and cool looking.
Well, the thing is, the colors are a callback to the old Marvel Kree uniforms. Like that.
Well, that's what I was when I first saw it. I was like, if that's what they're going for, it looks really bad because they can, first off, those alien-looking suits. The one with it's the planet, like the Saturnian style planet with the ring around it. That would be fine.
Kree-Lar, yeah.
Yeah, but that costume looks just rough. It looks really, rough looking. And not very flattering, but she doesn't have a flattering figure, I don't think, was who might have talked, But it just, there's nothing about it. It's like, oh my God, it's interesting. And it's like, but Marvel have misused the Captain Marvel character. The only thing the character is known for is dying cancer, and that's it. That's the only thing Captain Marvel's ever really done. Any Captain Marvel is either be mannish looking or die of cancer, and that's it. That's the only thing is the Captain Marvel name when it comes to Marvel Comics. That's all it's got going on.
Yeah, it's pretty rough if you think about that. Yeah.
But I'm just. It's quite unfortunate that this is the state of affairs within comics in general. But that Captain Marvel, which is a much better character, Billy Batson, this guy who's wholesome, he's doing the right thing. He's got interesting villains, Mr. Mind.
Seven Sins.
Seven Sins, Mr. Mind's Eye back, Captain Nazi, Yeah. Captain Nazi,
Mr. Atom.
Atomo. Was it Atomo or Tomiko? Or Mr.
Well,
Atom?
there's Mr. Atom.
Mr. Atom, because
It's
I
Mr.
want to say
Atom.
there's
the
something
big
in
robot.
Yeah, the big atomic robot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
Mr.
the
Atom.
Sylvania's ugly ass daughter.
True.
Black Adam.
of course.
Of course, that's a big one.
Who else? He's got some pretty good villains though. That's a pretty good solid villain lineup for it. And that's a character who has not had a solo book in what? And we named off about like pretty much every villain he had. That's good. That's pretty good.
All the main ones, anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, but that's the thing. Like you have there's so much potential in that book, but there's so many cynical comic creators. You have supporting characters like Taki Tawny.
Yep.
Oh, the tiger! I remember him.
Yeah, like I like the idea of him being actual tiger, not just a stuffed thing, the stuffed tiger that's come to life. I know there's two different versions. One of them where he's an anthropomorphic tiger, and the other one he is a stuffed tiger that's come to life.
Oh.
Either way works, but I like the idea of this kind of. He's like the I look at him like the gremlin from Gremlins 2, the very smart one. He's like, we're a very sophisticated species, and my brothers. Like, but it's like, yes, I would bite you, but you're not worth it. I may get a disease. It's like that kind of thing. I'd like to see that. Would it ever happen? No, but it's just unfortunate. But as far as the way they treat these characters, DC can be as people, need to pay attention to the fact that DC, like anybody, they can be just as bad. But these
or worse.
Worse in some regards.
End of line.